Pitch breakdown on CC Sabathia tonight. 33 sinkers. The changeups, you mentioned that second most effective pitch and thrown the second most number of times. 28. O's went 0 for 7 against it with 3 strikeouts. And listen, I'm sure he and Brian McCann have had really good outings together before, but you could tell how in sync they were. He talked about it, and it felt like every spot McCann set up to him. We haven't always been able to say this. He was able to hit.
Bob, it was like all of the studying that CC Sabathia and Brian McCann have done for the big exam. They just got an A. Everything that they had put into the season tonight was the kind of performance that they want to have every time they go out there. Now, is that going to happen? Of course not. But again, CC Sabathia has a template now that he can go to, a formula that he can use. And that graphic was very interesting to me because it also had the velocity. About a 5 or 6 mile difference between his changeup and his fastball. And every pitching coach and every pitcher will tell you the success of the changeup is going to be built around the batter thinking that you're throwing a fastball. So you've got to do everything the same. You've got to exert the same amount of energy. Your arm slot has to be in the same place. You have to land in the same spot. CC Sabathia learned this in 2005 with Carl Willis, the Indians pitching coach. He had to teach him to do that. He had to say, you're not disguising that changeup enough. Tonight, a wonderful job of disguising it.
You know how he always says Andy Pettitte has helped him kind of adapt? Maybe the old CC has helped the new CC adapt by going back to that, because you think of CC always being this ace, right? The number one, the stopper. Well, history will show you that he is exactly that, Jack. Career with the Yankees on a 5 or more game losing streak. He's 4-0 with a sub-1 ERA in 4 starts. That's terrific stuff. I mean, that's taking the pride of taking that ball and saying, I got to end this.
You used the exact word that I was going to use, or a form of that word. Pride, being proud. CC Sabathia is a proud performer. And even as you lose miles and velocity on your fastball, that doesn't mean that you lose any pride. This guy goes out there believing that he's still an ace, he's still a number 1 pitcher, and even if he's pitching 5th in the rotation, he wants to go out there and pitch like the CC Sabathia from 2009. Tonight, we saw evidence of that. We saw that with the pitches that he has, even if it's 87, 88, or 89 with the sinker and the 4-seamer, he can still be a very successful pitcher. The Orioles lead the American League in home runs. They lead in slugging percentage. And CC Sabathia made them have some very feeble, some very futile at-bats.
I want to ask you about one more at-bat. It was Joey Rickard in the 5th inning. They had 1st and 2nd, 1 out, and what does he get him on? Not to change. He gets him on a high fastball, 87, but all the off-speed stuff set it up.
You bottle that at-bat if you're CC Sabathia. Ken Singleton and Michael Kay did a good job calling that at-bat, too, because at that point, Bob, the Orioles were talking in the dugout, probably muttering in the dugout. He's throwing a lot of changeups. When he gets to 2 strikes, watch for the changeup. Rickard is a young kid. He was a Rule 5 pick by the Orioles. CC Sabathia in the wisdom department, CC Sabathia is going to win that battle of baseball brains. So what does he do? He elevates the fastball a little bit. It's 87, but the Joey Rickard, it probably looked like it was 95. He swings right over it, and I think there was even a little muttering going on from Rickard as he walked back to the dugout, basically saying, he got me. I was thinking changeup, and he just threw a fastball that I made look like Nolan Ryan's fastball.